What's up, guys? Brandon Burbank here. Another wonderful episode of Come Back to Success. In today's video topic presentation, we're going to be covering anxiety tips and just what I've learned from my own story and what's helped me grow and find contentment as well as stability when I've felt anxious. These are some different things that could potentially help you out or a friend or a loved one who is living their life in their own way. To start with, so for example, say I'm anxious at work, or say I'm anxious because I have a lot on my plate, a lot of things that I'm working on, which is the truth fact. I just try to focus on one thing at a time and tell myself that I can be good at I'm capable of doing the positive things that I need to work on in my life and just taking it one step at a time. How many times have you felt when you felt overwhelmed or you feel like and then it's causing you a lot of anxiety because you have deadlines? Well, but that's another thing to think about is because how do you focus on giving yourself time and space to work on your projects little by little? And that's another thing is to think about is procrastination is a killer with this. If you are constantly procrastinating and doing things at the last minute, the quality of your work, of what you're working on, is going to drop tremendously. So that's where I'm hoping that by giving you more insight into how you can focus on your own wellness as well as focus on your own projects that you're working on, it can totally minimize the amount of anxiety that you're experiencing. To be honest with you, there's just a lot of examples. Like, for example, for me, I'm taking classes at a college here in Bellingham, and with the classes that I'm taking, I have to be mindful of taking the homework assignments and completing them in a timely manner so that I don't get overwhelmed and so it doesn't back up and then build up and then it's hard to work on. So that's one example about what I've been doing to work on myself, as well as my speaking business, trying to get more opportunities to share my message and my story of hope and resiliency. It can get overwhelming to want to be successful, but nothing's happening. That's what it's been like for me for a long period of my life, in my adult life, where when I started speaking professionally about 5 years ago, and things aren't really picking up where I want them to be. That's just an example of that, and that causes me a little bit of anxiety. But it's like I give hope in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that He's going to provide for me and open up the right doors of opportunity, so that I can become a helpful person, an inspiring person for other people. So back to anxiety tips. So I'm wondering, what can you think of some examples in your life where you have anxiety, and how do you focus on minimizing that anxiety when you're living life? Maybe it's with your work life. Maybe it's with your personal life. Maybe it's just relationships. Maybe it's with just the people in your life. And so asking yourself who is in your life right now, and asking yourself, are they helping you minimize that levels of anxiety? And the people who give you that most amount of freedom to just have mental clarity, I would advise for you to reach out to them more often than not. There's a one good friend of mine that I really look out to. For example, he is my best friend, and he's somebody who I can just talk with and feel comfortable around myself and in my own skin. And that's just one example of somebody who's been helping me in my own success as I've continued to live my life and finding momentum to make a difference in the lives of the mental health community here in America and beyond. And one example is that just if you have supportive people in your life, that can totally change your course of direction of life in a positive way if you are surrounding yourself with healthy and positive people. And that's where and that's what it boils down for me in my own journey, is that I've been able to build up momentum and build and creating quality friendships and relationships with people who are supportive in my life. So back to anxiety tips again, and I wanted to share that with you because of the fact that it's so important to work on yourself and being opportunistic about the future. And when you do get overwhelmed, pause, take a deep breath, and keep going. Just take it one step at a time. And so when the anxiety does come, because hey, I experience it all the time, and by being able to be opportunistic and patient with myself and not get into a negative state of mind, that is going to be the best approach for yourself to work on yourself. So be positive, be opportunistic, and be thankful for what you do have, and God has a plan for you. And I hope that these ideas are helping you change your mindset so that you can grow and become the best version of yourself, because you need to be successful in order to if you're gonna have minimizing your anxiety, then you're gonna maximize your level of success in your life with the people who you so associate with in your life. And that's another key component that I've talked about in the past, how you have social people in your circle. And if you have positive people who are uplifting and positive, they're going to help you get further ahead in life. But if you have negative people who aren't supportive of you and your journey, then I can guarantee you're going to be going down the drain, and not being as your best at your best self. So just recognize that, and being opportunistic, and be thankful for what you do have. That's another thing. It's just like when you have anxiety, just pause and take a step back, and then recognize what is tangible right now, what is possible, what I can do, and do what is necessary. And that's kind of what success is all about, is when people who have been highly successful, including myself, I did stuff when it was hard to do it. I worked on my challenges when I was working through these challenges, and I was opportunistic about the future, and I told myself that I could do it, and I believed in myself. And guess what? I was able to overcome the obstacles and the challenges that God presented into my life, and now I'm in a much better place. Now I'm able to make a difference in the lives of other people. And so that's kind of the bottom line is for me. What I'm trying to give to you guys is to seeing, so you can see how the transformation of Brandon Burbank and my anxiety challenges that I've experienced, they've put me in dark places. But now that I'm out of that shell, and I'm being more opportunistic about the future, and I'm being more empathetic with myself, and not shooting myself in the foot all the time, and rather just having a positive attitude on a daily basis, that's going to be what's going to help me grow and find sustainability in my life. And so my hope for you is that this will possibly challenge your mindset, challenge your status quo in your heart to change. What does change look like for you? What does possibility look like for you? What is that one thing that you have to start doing, and how are you going to start doing it and implement it into your life? Maybe it's the habits in your life that could change your anxiety. Maybe it's the anxiety that you're dealing with your own personal past. Maybe it's because you're beating yourself up about the past and the future, and you're not focused on the present moment. Those are some possible examples of what you might be experiencing right now, and I'm hoping that I can give you more clarity to help you open up the doors of opportunity for yourself, so that you can free your mindset to being more open for other possibilities, rather than being in a place where you're doubting yourself and not giving yourself the right amount of support and grace. For me, I've given myself tons of grace, and I still sometimes don't do my best, because sometimes with my habit with sleeping, for example. But as far as doing what's productive when you are awake, that's another great point. Is when you're awake, that's what it all counts and boils down to. So I hope that this is helping you open your eyes of opportunity, so you can see how these types of ideas and these transformation process, it's possible. But you have to really put in the work and put in the effort to change for yourself, and not for anybody else besides yourself. It starts with you, just like it starts with me and when I started this business years ago. So to wrap up this video, we talked about anxiety tips. We talked about my journey in mental health and what's helped me focus on anxiety tips. We talked about helping people who are on the verge of success, but just need more insight. We talked about social circle and the people in your social circle who could help you avoid or who could help you maintain your anxiety levels at a minimum. And I talked about my best friend who's been a supportive person in my life. Guys, I hope that this video has helped you tremendously to grow and finding contentment and persistence in your own life. And I hope that this video can serve you well, or serve somebody who in your life who you know could benefit from this. Thank you for watching this video. Take care, guys. Stay blessed.